She left our friend's party with another guy and texted, "It just happened." I replied, "Okay," and blocked her. Now her new guy humiliated her online, and she's begging our friends to talk to me. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I used to think Lena was the most grounded person I knew. She wasn't loud or dramatic when we first started dating. She was warm, funny, and the kind of girl who could make any night feel special with a sarcastic one-liner and a smile that made me forget how tired I was from work. For almost 2 years, I thought we had something solid. We shared friends, hobbies, and even talked about moving in together once my promotion went through. But somewhere along the way, she started to change. Or maybe she was just showing me who she really was. It started small. Nights where she'd scroll through her phone while we watched movies, half smiling at texts she wouldn't show me. Group photos on Instagram that I wasn't tagged in. I'd ask about it, and she'd roll her eyes and say things like, "You're too sensitive, Ethan." Or, "Not everything's about you." At first, I believed her. I told myself I was overthinking. I wanted to trust her because that's what I thought love was, giving the benefit of the doubt, even when it made you uneasy. By the time our friend Ryan hosted his birthday party, we were in one of those awkward phases where everything looked fine from the outside, but something in the air felt off. She'd been talking about the party all week, mostly because Dylan would be there, a guy from our circle who had that cocky, charming energy Lena always said was funny. When we arrived, she immediately lit up. She was dressed to impress. Tight black dress, red lipstick. The works. I'd barely gotten us drinks before she was surrounded by friends, laughing too loudly, clinging to Dylan's arm like it was the most natural thing in the world. I didn't say anything at first. I just stood with a couple of the guys watching the room. They noticed it too. How close she was standing, how her hand brushed his shoulder when she laughed. "Everything good with you two?" my buddy Mark asked quietly. "Yeah," I said, forcing a smile. "She's just having fun." But it didn't feel fun. It felt deliberate. Later that night, I found her in the kitchen, leaning against the counter while Dylan poured her another drink. Her laugh was high and breathy, the kind she used when she wanted attention. "Hey," I said, keeping my voice steady. "I'm heading out soon. I've got work in the morning." She looked at me like I'd just interrupted something important. "Already? The night just started." "Yeah, but I've been up since 5 o'clock. You coming?" She glanced at Dylan, then back at me. "I'll catch a ride later. Everyone's still hanging out. Don't be such a dad." The way she said it, dismissive, half mocking, made the back of my neck heat up. But I didn't want to cause a scene. I just nodded, set my drink down, and said, "All right, text me when you get home." "Relax," she said, rolling her eyes. "I'll be fine." I left quietly. No argument, no guilt trip. Just the hollow silence of someone realizing he wasn't being chosen anymore. When I got home, I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at my phone. No messages. I tried to tell myself she'd call soon, that she'd take a cab home after a couple more drinks. But deep down, I already knew something wasn't right. I fell asleep around 2 o'clock, still refreshing my messages every few minutes. By the time I woke up the next morning, her side of the bed was still empty. And that was the moment I stopped pretending everything was okay. When I woke up, the sun was already high. My head was pounding, but not from alcohol. From that hollow, restless kind of sleep you get when something's wrong. I reached for my phone out of habit, hoping to see a missed call or at least a text from Lena saying she'd gotten home safe. Nothing. Just silence. I checked the time. 10:47 a.m. She hadn't texted, called, or even posted anything online. That last part was unusual. Lena lived on her stories. If she'd been alive and breathing, there would have been at least one blurry selfie from the night before. I called once, straight to voicemail, I tried again. Same thing. That sinking feeling hit me in the chest. I told myself, maybe she crashed at a friend's place. Maybe her phone died. But when noon rolled around and I still hadn't heard anything, my mind started filling in the blanks I didn't want to see. Then my phone buzzed. It was a message from her. Just 4 words. It just happened. I'm sorry. For a moment, I didn't even understand what I was reading. I kept staring at the screen, waiting for another text, an explanation, a clarification. Please don't freak out. Something. But that was it. For words that shattered 2 years, I sat there in silence, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. There was so much I could have said. The questions, the anger, the heartbreak. But none of it would change what she'd done. She'd made her choice. So, I typed 1 word back. Okay. Then I blocked her number, Instagram, everything. No yelling, no begging. Just done. I stared at the wall for a long time after that. Not crying, not breaking anything. Just trying to process how easily someone could step out of your life and act like it was a mistake they tripped into. It just happened. Like she'd spilled a drink. Like she hadn't looked me in the eye the night before and told me she loved me. A few hours later, Mark called. Hey man, have you talked to Lena today? His voice was cautious. Yeah, I said flatly. She texted. He hesitated. I don't know how to tell you this, but she left the party with Dylan last night. My stomach twisted, but I already knew. Yeah, I said quietly. I figured. There was a pause on the other end. She's telling people it just sort of happened, like they were drunk. She can tell them whatever she wants, I interrupted. I don't care anymore, Mark sighed. For what it's worth, man, you didn't deserve that. Everyone saw how she was acting. It was bad. I know, I said. But it's done. After I hung up, I just sat there in the quiet. My phone buzzed a few more times. Probably friends who'd heard, but I didn't check. I couldn't. That night, I deleted our photos. Every single one. The trips, the selfies, the dumb inside jokes. It wasn't anger. It was clarity. For the first time in months, I didn't feel confused. I didn't wonder what I'd done wrong. I knew exactly who she was now, and the truth was, I didn't want her back. The first week after I blocked her felt like detox. Every part of me wanted to check her social media, scroll through old photos, reread messages, but I didn't. I'd seen enough. Our mutual friends, though, made it hard to fully escape. Group chats would light up with gossip I didn't ask for. I'd mute them only to have someone text me privately later saying, "Man, I'm sorry. I didn't think she'd actually go there." Apparently, Lena and Dylan hadn't wasted any time. By the next weekend, they were showing up together everywhere. Brunches, bars, game nights, same friend group, same places she and I used to go. I didn't block mutuals. So, occasionally, her new reality leaked through someone else's story. Her sitting on Dylan's lap, drinks raised, fake laughing like she hadn't burned everything down to get there. I'd scroll past it without reacting. The first few times it stung. After that, I started feeling nothing. At work, I threw myself into projects I'd neglected. The gym became routine again, not a distraction. I started sleeping better, fewer restless nights, fewer questions that led nowhere. Then the posts started. Her captions read like something out of a self-help book written by someone in denial. Sometimes you have to follow your heart, even if people don't understand. New beginnings are scary, but worth it. Not everyone's meant to stay forever. I could tell who those were for, but I never took the bait. Every now and then, friends would try to bring her up. Dude, she keeps talking about how you were too serious, like she needed more fun. Yeah, I'd say. Then I'm glad she found her version of fun. That answer usually killed the conversation. A month passed like that. Her and Dylan were inseparable, at least online. Then, right when I thought the worst was over, she showed up at Ryan's barbecue. I hadn't seen her since the night of the party. She looked different. The kind of difference you get when you're trying too hard to prove you're okay. She was overly tanned, hair bleached lighter, wearing that fake confidence that cracked every time she looked my way. Dylan wasn't with her, which didn't go unnoticed. She hovered near our group, but didn't speak to me. Not once. I caught her glancing a few times when she thought I wasn't looking, but I didn't give her anything. No acknowledgement, no reaction. I just kept talking to friends like she wasn't even there. Mark leaned over at one point and said quietly, "You're handling this better than anyone expected." "Yeah," I said, watching Lena fake laugh across the yard. "Guess I just got tired of losing sleep over people who don't deserve it." That night confirmed what I already knew. She wanted me to crack, to react, to show that I still cared. But silence is its own kind of statement. A few days later, Dylan's Instagram went private. Then, all the couple photos disappeared. That was the first sign. The second came when I overheard from another friend that they'd been fighting constantly. Something about him calling her clingy and too much. I didn't smile when I heard it. I didn't gloat. I just felt a quiet satisfaction that had nothing to do with revenge. She was learning in real time what it meant to throw away something real for attention. And karma, I realized, doesn't always need your help. It has perfect timing, all on its own. The first sign that karma had officially clocked in came one random Thursday night. I was at the gym when my phone started blowing up. 3 missed calls from Mark. A few messages from others in our group chat. All variations of, "Bro, did you see what Dylan posted?" I hadn't, but curiosity got the better of me. When I checked, it wasn't subtle. Dylan had posted a photo of himself at some bar with the caption, "Lesson learned. If she cheats with you, she'll cheat on you." The comment section was chaos. Half of our mutuals dropping laughing emojis, the other half pretending not to notice. Lena wasn't tagged, but everyone knew who it was about. She'd made sure of that months earlier when she plastered their relationship all over social media. Within an hour, the post was gone. But screenshots travel fast. By the next morning, half our circle had seen it. I didn't say anything, didn't comment, didn't message anyone. I just scrolled, locked my phone, and finished my workout. Over the next few days, little bits of the story trickled out. Apparently, Dylan had been cheating on her with a girl from his gym, and when Lena found out, she lost it. She'd shown up at his apartment, screaming in the parking lot, throwing things, demanding answers. Someone recorded it. That video ended up floating around private group chats before the weekend. I saw it once. Someone sent it, "Just so you know." She was standing in front of his building, mascara running, shouting, "You said I was different!" While he stood there laughing, phone in hand. And I won't lie, watching that hurt and satisfaction mix in my stomach was strange. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel sorry. I just felt done. A few days later, her social media went silent. All the couple photos vanished. No more inspirational captions. No more cryptic quotes about new chapters. Just silence. Then the messages started. Not from her, at least not directly. From mutual friends. "Hey man, I know you don't want to hear this, but Lena's really messed up about everything. She said she wishes she could apologize properly. She's embarrassed. Dylan's been telling everyone she was easy." I'd respond with the simple, "I'm not interested." That was it. No gloating, no curiosity. I meant it. By the time our next group event came around, another small get-together at Ryan's, the dynamic had flipped completely. People who used to roll their eyes when I ignored her were now quietly avoiding the topic. Everyone had seen the posts, the video, the humiliation. When Lena arrived, she looked nothing like the girl I remembered. Pale, quiet, eyes swollen from crying. She tried to act normal, but nobody bought it. Conversations stopped when she entered the room. Even Dylan's name made people tense up. At one point, she lingered near the kitchen where I was talking with friends. She didn't say anything, just hovered like she wanted to, but couldn't bring herself to speak. I didn't move, didn't give her an opening. That night, when I got home, I had a new message request on Instagram. It was from her, a new account. She must have realized she was still blocked. The message was short. I know you probably hate me, but please can we talk? I stared at it for a few seconds, then locked my phone and went to bed. She'd made her bed months ago, and for the first time since the night she left that party, I slept like someone who finally understood peace. After that message, I didn't respond. Not because I wanted to play games, but because there was nothing left to say. For a while, she kept trying. First, it was messages that sounded like regret. I messed up so bad. I wish I could take it back. You were the only one who ever treated me right. Then it turned into guilt trips. You don't have to forgive me, but at least let me explain. Everyone's judging me. You don't have to. You're better than that. Then came the anger. You think you're perfect. You're not. You just gave up too easily. Each message came from a new account after I blocked the last. It was almost sad to watch. Someone who once acted like I wasn't good enough, now clawing for any scrap of attention. I never gave her one. Our mutual friends started catching the brunt of her desperation. She'd corner them at hangouts, asking what I'd said about her. When they told her honestly that I hadn't said anything at all, she got even angrier. Apparently, that silence hurt her more than anything I could have said. Ryan told me later, "Dude, she's obsessed. She keeps asking if you've moved on, if you're seeing someone. She says she just wants closure." Closure is what she got when I blocked her, I said. By that point, most of our friend group had distanced themselves from her. Not because I asked them to. I never did, but because the constant drama wore everyone down. Every hangout turned into her crying, blaming Dylan, blaming herself, blaming me. It got exhausting. I heard she tried reaching out to Dylan again, too. He ignored her. She even posted some cryptic story like, "Funny how the people who hurt you move on so easily." Irony doesn't get more poetic than that. A few months passed. I kept doing my thing. Work, gym, peace. I even started dating again, quietly. Nothing serious. Just seeing what normal felt like again. One Saturday, at another mutual event, I saw her for the first time in months. She looked worn down, not just tired, but empty. She saw me too. Froze for a second, then looked away. Later that night, as I was leaving, she walked over. Her voice was soft, shaky. "Hey," I stopped. "Hey, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything." I nodded once. "I know that's it," she asked, a little desperate. "What else is there?" I said. She swallowed. Tears already formed. I thought maybe we could start over someday. I looked at her for a moment. Not angry, not bitter, just detached. "I think we already ended the way we were supposed to," I said. "Take care of yourself." Then I turned and left. No big speech, no revenge, no drama, just quiet closure. The next day, Mark texted me saying, "You're a better man than most." I would have destroyed her, but I didn't need to. Life already did that for me, publicly, painfully, and in perfect symmetry. She left the party with another guy and said, "It just happened." And when it all came crashing down, she learned that "it just happened" works both ways. Because me moving on, that just happened too. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.